I find that when I'm alone, I'm generally at peace, in my day-to-day life. But whenever I'm in a relationship, I start to stress and think, is this person what's best for me, right? Is this person, on my path, so to speak? I just want to know how to have a more peaceful and connected relationship and get away from these kinds of thoughts.
산에 갈 때가 있습니까?
Do you often climb mountains or have a hike hills or mountains?
Yes.
네. 그 많은 산에 가면 많은 나무들이 있죠.
There are a lot of trees, right?
큰 나무도 있고 작은 나무도 있고.
There are big trees, small trees,
또 이런 종류도 있고 저런 종류도 있고.
this type of tree or that type of tree.
자기는 산길을 걸으면서 이렇게 마음이 편안합니까? 괴롭습니까?
So when you walk this trail, are you at peace or not?
Yes.
어떻게 평안할 수가 있습니까?
How can you be at peace?
Because I'm just walking and enjoying the scenery.
이 나무는 왜 작을까? 저 나무는 왜 클까? 왜 이런 종류일까? 저런 종류일까? 이렇게 생각 안 합니까?
Don't you think and start questioning, why is this tree big? Why is this tree small? Why is this tree of this species? And why are these leaves so weird?
No.
사람들도 나무같이 생각하세요.
So think of people as trees.
더 얘기하세요. 자기 얘기를. 전 답변을 했습니다. 사람들을 나무같이 생각하라.
So that was my answer, and I want to hear your reaction. My answer was, think of people as trees.
Think of people as trees. But am I going to be spending my whole life under this tree?
그 중에 자기가 어떤 나무를 선택했습니까?
Did you choose a tree to spend your life under?
In the process?
그럼 그 나무 밑에 앉아 있을 때 당신은 불편합니까? 편안합니까? 어떤 나무를 하나 선택해서 그 나무 밑에 앉았을 때
So you say you chose a tree. As you sit underneath this tree, do you feel at peace or not?
I guess not.
왜?
Why not?
This tree is in a different country.
다른 나라에 있는 나무입니다.
당신이 이게 나무 밑에 앉으면서 낙엽이 떨어지면 어떡하나, 가지가 떨어지면 어떡하나, 다른 사람이 여기 와서 나무를 베어버리면 어떡하나 이런 생각을 하면 불편하죠.
So say you sit under a tree, but as you sit under a tree, you start thinking, what if a branch falls on me? What if the leaves fall off during the autumn? What if somebody else steps under this tree? These are thoughts that cause you suffering.
근데 당신 남 밑에 앉아 있을 땐 그런 생각 안 하잖아요.
But you don't really think that, right? When you sit under a tree.
나뭇잎이 떨어지면 다른 나무로 가면 되잖아요.
If the leaves fall off, you can choose to move on to another tree.
누가 베어버리면 다른 나무 밑으로 가면
If
되잖아요.
somebody cuts off that tree, you find another tree.
그러니까 똑같은 나무 밑에 앉아도 어떻게 생각하느냐에 따라서 편안할 수도 있고 걱정이 될 수도 있습니다.
So it's really up to you. It's not the tree that you sit under, it's your thoughts while you're sitting under that tree that's causing you suffering or causing you peace.
지금 당신은 어떤 나무를 하나 선택할지도 당신의 자유고, 근데 그 어떤 나무를 선택했다 하더라도 당신은 지금 나뭇잎이 떨어질까, 누가 벨까 이런 걱정을 하고 있는 것과 같습니다.
So you are actually free to choose any tree you want to sit under, but as you make those choices, you are actually worrying, whether somebody's going to cut that tree off, or the leaves will fall off, or other things might fall off from the tree.
저는 그 나무 밑에 그냥 가서 앉아 있습니다.
I would just go and sit under that tree.
누가 베어버리면 다른 나무로 가면 됩니다.
And if somebody cuts the tree, then I would actually choose to move to another tree.
잎이 떨어질 때는 남 밑에 가지 않고 집에 있으면 됩니다.
If the leaves fall off that tree, then I can choose to stay home.
당신이 지금 생각하는 그 나무는 사람이죠?
So that tree that you're talking about, that we're talking about, is a person, right?
Yes.
나무같이 생각하세요.
Think of that person as a tree.
마음이 맑아지지 않으면 또 질문을 하셔도 됩니다.
And if you're not clear or satisfied, we can continue. You can ask another question or follow-up question.
I guess it's also, like mutual growth. I'm a tree also. He's a tree. We're both trying to grow. And again, it's whether this tree will flourish together, if that makes sense.
왜 그걸 꼭 같이 성장해야 됩니까?
Why do you have to flourish together?
Love?
사랑하면 같이 성장. 내가 나무를 사랑하면 나무와 같이 성장해야 됩니까?
If I love this tree, then do we have to grow and flourish together?
나무를 그대로 나무가 있는 그대로를 인정하는 게 사랑입니다.
So I think love is about acknowledging the tree as is.
당신은 자기 원하는 대로 만들려는 거예요.
See, I think you are trying to create a future of that tree according to your own desires.
그건 사랑이 아니라 욕망이에요.
That's not love, that's desire.
그것이 참으로 사랑이라면 그냥 그대로 두고 그것을 인정해야 합니다.
If your love was true, you will just accept the tree as is.
얼굴 표정을 보니 별로 아직 못 깨달은 것 같아요.
From your expression, I don't think you're fully there yet.
Yeah, definitely something to think about further.
생각을 깊이 하는 게 아니라 생각을 놓아야 됩니다.
Don't think further. Let go of your thoughts.
생각을 깊이 하면 깊이 할수록 더 깊은 늪에 빠집니다.
Because the deeper you think, the deeper you fall into that same trap.
다시 질문 드립니다.
So I ask you again,
뭐가 문제예요?
what's your problem?
Yeah, I guess it's just fear. It's just fear about, spending all of this time growing a tree that, like you said, might get cut down, the leaves might fall.
네, 조금 더 이렇게 나아갔습니다.
Then I think you're much farther off than we started.
자기 마음을 또 조금 더 정확하게 본 것 같습니다.
I think you gained a little more insight into your own desires.
거기서 한 발 더 나아가세요.
I think you should take that one more step.
왜 두려울까?
Why am I afraid?
I think just wasted time. Investments, investing your time.
그를 사랑한다며요?
If you love them,
그 나무를, 그 사람을 사랑한다고 했잖아요.
you said you love this tree, you love this person.
거기 어떻게 낭비가 있습니까?
How can there be waste?
내가 잘 키웠습니다.
Say, I spent all this time to nurture you,
잘 자랐습니다.
and you are grown up.
그가 다른 것을 선택한다면 그를 도와준 거 아니에요?
And if that tree choose something else, some other course, then you help them to make that choice.
그게 왜 낭비입니까?
Why is that a waste?
Yeah, like I said, it's just best, like if it's what's the best for me personally. You know, like will I be happy in the future? Will this work out?
조금 더 직시해 보세요.
So let's dive a little deeper inside yourself.
내가 원하는 행복을 내가 원하는 관계가 이루어질 때라고 생각하신다면 세상은 원하는 대로 안 될 수가 있기 때문에 당신은 행복할 수도 있고 불행할 수도 있는 두 가지 경우에 처하게 됩니다.
So that you're seeking a certain state of happiness in a certain situation with a certain person, and you know the world as it is, right? This may come true or this may not, right?
그러나 다만 그 사람을 사랑할 뿐일 때, 즉 어떤 대가를 기대하지 않으면 당신은 괴로워할 아무런 위험에 처하지 않게 됩니다.
But however, if you engaged in love that's unconditional and you didn't have a sense of entitlement or any compensation in the investment of love you made, then you don't actually have a cause for suffering no matter what happens.
물론 지금 그 사람과 당신이 사랑을 하지 않고 있다면 이해가 됩니다.
Of course, I understand your problem if you are not really in love with this person.
내가 적게 주고 많은 것을 받겠다고 하는 이 상업적인 거래로 생각하고 있지는 않을까요?
So, aren't you mistaking a sense of a transaction that you're actually trying to engage in a transaction of trying to invest a little but trying to get a bigger return than your investment rather than love?
혹시 지금 거래하고 있지는 않습니까?
Are you sure you're not actually in the midst of a transaction?
그럴 때는 이익을 볼 수도 있고 손해를 볼 수도
So
있습니다.
transaction naturally can lead to a profit or a loss.
그러나 당신이 거래하는 것이 아니고
But if you're not engaged in transaction,
그냥 사랑한다면
if you're engaged in love,
거기는 아무런 위험도 없습니다.
then there's no risk or downside to love.
만약에 장사를 한다면
But if you're engaging in a trade,
당연히 손해 볼 수가 있습니다.
then of course, loss is a possibility.
네, 그것은 거래처를 바꾸면 됩니다.
Then you can choose somebody else to trade with.
거래한다고 나쁜 게 아니에요.
I'm not saying transaction is bad. Trading is not bad.
인생의 대부분 다 거래입니다.
Because most of our lives, the series of transactions.
거래가 나쁜 것이 아니라
It's not the transaction itself that's bad.
거래하면서 사랑한다고 착각하고 있는 데서 괴로움이 생깁니다.
It's the mistaken assumption that you label this transaction as love. That's the cause of your suffering.
그래도 얼굴이 안 밝아지는데
Your face is not bright yet.
Maybe that's just my face.
내 얼굴 자체가
뭔가 자각을
Really, I
하셨어요?
think it might just be my face.
얼굴 자체가
아니 그렇지 않아요. 이거
I
보면 알아요.
promise I'm taking everything to heart.
네, 어떻게 질문 끝이 났어요?
Are you okay?
Yeah. All right, thank you.